Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the moon in conjunct Venus in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on the aspects, in which they would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, if you have the moon in conjunct Venus in a natal chart, there may be an adjustment, which is the inconjunct, between maybe needed between the emotional needs, which is the moon, and your relationships, which is Venus. There, one or the other may be overemphasized. There may be too much emphasis on attaining emotional needs and not enough time devoted to one's relationships, or the other way around. If you have your moon, say, in Taurus, those emotional needs, may include creature comforts, peace, tranquility, attaining financial stability, monetary matters, material items, possessions, resources, and it may be to the expense of the relationships, or it could be the other way around. If you're, let's say, if you're your Venus, say somebody has their Venus in Scorpio in their natal chart, it could be where the relationships are ones that are deep, intense, and provocative, or it could be with Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or those that simply embody those characteristics. It could be people that are very resourceful, resilient, empowering, transforming, intense, um, secretive, probing, incisive, as some examples. Now, also, too, if you have this aspect in your natal chart, you may vacillate, between, the needs, what you need, emotional needs, which is the moon, and monetary matters, which is Venus. Now, if your moon is in Gemini, as an example, those emotional needs may be tied in, with having, variety, mental stimulation, assimilating and disseminating information, things that involve manual dexterity, whether it could be, auto or refrigeration mechanics, and it could be to the expense of monetary matters, or it could be the other way around, where monetary matters may dominate so much that it could be at the expense of your emotional needs. Now, another thing about the moon in conjunct Venus in a natal chart is that it could be about where you frequently, express the emotions, which is the moon, and sentiments, which is Venus. Then other times you just may be, completely averse to doing so. So it could be very extreme, type of energy, real strong imbalance. If you have, your moon in Pisces, say, you know, um, those emotions, maybe ones that are, very chaotic, and and it could be, if your moon is in Scorpio, is another example. The emotions may be very powerful and intense, but may be convoluted and, very turbulent as well. Now, also too, another way the moon in conjunct Venus may manifest in a natal chart is that, at times you may strongly emphasize, nurturing and caring, which is the moon, for your relationships, your important friends, the significant other or marriage partner, which is Venus. And other times you might just be, completely averse to this, very apathetic in this manner. So if you have, say, if your Venus is in Aries, as an example, those people, the relationships, important friends, a significant other, marriage partner, these people may, one or more of these people may actually have, an Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or embody, those characteristics. It could be, people that, very aggressive, assertive, abrupt, outspoken, direct, forthright, courageous, impatient, even acerbic, at times as even pioneering, as some examples. And let's say we'll go to Venus in the zodiac sign Cancer as another example. It could be people that have a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody Cancerian traits. It could be people that are very dedicated, devoted, tenacious, protective, introverted, sensitive, emotional, secure, safety and security conscious, as some examples. Now, another thing too is about the expression of, at times you may really, exuberantly express, your feelings, which is the moon, the emotions, and, for what you love and enjoy, which is Venus, and other times it could be none, whatsoever. So, the thing is, if you have your Venus and Virgo, say those things that you truly are enamored with and that you love and enjoy, may be tied into statistics, analytics. It could simply be cleaning, organizing, doing things, associated with health and fitness, such as working out vigorously, as some examples. And it could be, also to another way the moon in conjunct Venus may be expressed in the natal chart is there may be, very strong, it could be an imbalance between the activities with the mother and family, which is the moon, and your relationships and important friends, and even the marriage partner and significant other, which is Venus. There could be a strong imbalance between the two. You may either be dominated by activities involving the mother and family, which is the moon, to the point where at times you may seem oblivious to your relationships, your important friends, the marriage partner, or significant other, or it could be the other way around, where the relationships and important friends, marriage partners, significant other, again, which is Venus, may monopolize your time so much where you don't really do anything in matters associated with the mother and family, which is the moon. So if you have your Venus and Libra, say, these people maybe ones that are, Libra sun, moon, or ascendant people, or embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are very charming, diplomatic, tactful, refined, peaceful, sociable, cooperative, compromising, but may also be ambivalent and indecisive. Now, and the key again is to find like the equilibrium and balance when you're talking about inconjunct aspects in astrology, because it often again shows that imbalance of energy. It's important to try to strive for the balance between the energy that's associated with the planets involved in the aspect. Now, another thing too is that there may be also that need to find the equilibrium and balance, between, people that you're close to home with, which is the moon, and the marriage partner or significant other, which is Venus. And again, it could be where the people that you're close to home with, they may monopolize your time to the point, where you don't, devote as much time to the marriage partner or significant other, or the other way around. If you're, Venus is in Scorpio, could be people, that have a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those traits. Again, could be people that are incisive or probing. It might be ones that are controlling as well, and very, intense and willful, as some examples. Now, another thing too is that at times you may really intensely value, which is Venus, your unconscious side, which is the moon. And other times you don't really, value it, or, really appreciate it. And, the moon, say as an example, is in Sagittarius, that unconscious side, maybe one that's very jovial, jocular, philosophical, expansive, optimistic, upbeat, and blunt, and a side that really is enamored with the outdoors, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.